The junkyard stretched across 3 kilometers of Epsilon Station's lower decks, a graveyard of forgotten vessels from 100 different worlds. Marcus Chen wiped the grease from his hands as he surveyed the wreckage, his experienced eyes scanning for anything worth salvaging. 20 years as a freelance mechanic had taught him to see value where others saw only rust and ruin. "You're wasting your time, human," chittered Zixta, the Vrelian junkyard owner, his 6 eyes blinking in asynchronous patterns that Marcus had learned meant amusement. "That section hasn't been touched in 50 cycles. Everything there is certified dead weight." Marcus shrugged, his boots crunching on the metallic debris. "That's what makes it interesting." That's when he saw it, a small craft no bigger than a terrestrial shuttle, its hull covered in a patina of age that spoke of centuries rather than decades. The design was unfamiliar, predating even the oldest Commonwealth vessels Marcus had encountered. Strange symbols were etched along its surface, worn smooth by time and neglect. "How much for that one?" Marcus pointed. Zixta's mandibles clicked in what might have been laughter. "That corroded heap? The structural integrity is compromised, the power core is dead, and I can't even identify the manufacturer." "Tell you what, human, 50 Commonwealth cents and it's yours. I'll even throw in the hauling." Marcus transferred the credits without hesitation. 3 days later, the ship sat in Marcus's private hangar, and he was beginning to understand why Zixta had been so eager to be rid of it. Every system he analyzed returned errors. The metal composition didn't match any known alloy in the Commonwealth database. The symbols were untranslatable. Even the ship's basic architecture defied conventional engineering principles. But Marcus was nothing if not persistent. On the 4th day, while examining the central console, his hand brushed against a nearly invisible seam in the bulkhead. Something clicked. A panel slid open with a whisper of ancient hydraulics, revealing a compartment that his scans had somehow missed entirely. Inside lay a crystalline sphere, roughly the size of a human fist, pulsing with a soft, internal light that shifted through colors Marcus didn't have names for. The moment his fingers touched its surface, the ship came alive. Holographic displays erupted throughout the cabin, showing star charts of systems that shouldn't exist and languages that predated Commonwealth standard by millennia. But more importantly, a message began to play, translated directly into Marcus's mind through the neural interface built into every modern human. "If you are hearing this, then sufficient time has passed. We are the architects and we have been waiting." The voice was neither male nor female, old nor young. It simply was. 13 million years ago, we seeded the galaxy with the potential for intelligent life. We guided, we watched, and we learned. Most species follow predictable patterns. They rise, they expand, they either destroy themselves or stagnate into irrelevance. We have witnessed this cycle 10,000 times. The holographic displays shifted, showing the rise and fall of civilizations Marcus had never heard of. Species that had conquered star systems only to vanish into extinction or evolutionary dead ends. But humans, the voice continued, and Marcus could have sworn he detected something like wonder in that ancient tone. "Humans are different. You should have destroyed yourselves 100 times over. Your planet is hostile. Your evolution made you fragile, and your early history is written in blood. Every model predicted your extinction before you left your homeworld. Yet here you stand. You took your violence and channeled it into protection. You took your stubbornness and called it perseverance. You took your tendency to bond with anything, even other species that most civilizations would have enslaved or destroyed, and made it your greatest strength. Where others see enemies, you see potential friends. Where others see insurmountable obstacles, you see interesting problems." The sphere's light intensified, and Marcus felt the weight of eons pressing against his consciousness. This ship, this message, this gift, they were meant for the one species that would approach a worthless piece of junk and see possibility. The one species that would spend days trying to understand something that others would have scrapped. The one species that defies prediction at every turn. The star charts zoomed outward, revealing structures hidden throughout the galaxy. Ancient installations, knowledge repositories, technologies beyond Commonwealth comprehension. You bought this ship for 50 cents, human, but what you have truly purchased is humanity's inheritance. We left these markers throughout the galaxy, waiting for the species that would prove itself worthy not through conquest or genius, but through sheer, bloody-minded refusal to give up. The coordinates in this database will lead you to our repositories. Share them with your species or keep them for yourself. The choice is yours, and that freedom of choice is precisely why we chose you. The other species of the Commonwealth follow rules, hierarchies, predetermined paths. Only humans consistently choose chaos and compassion in equal measure. Welcome, Marcus Chen of Earth, to the legacy of the architects. Your species has passed the test that 10,000 others failed. You survived yourselves, and in doing so, you became something we never anticipated. You became hope. The message ended, and Marcus stood in the humming silence of the reactivated ship, a crystalline sphere in his hand containing the collected wisdom of beings who had watched the universe grow old. He thought about Zixta's clicking laughter. He thought about the 50 cents. He thought about humanity's chaotic journey from caves to stars. Then Marcus Chen, freelance mechanic and inheritor of ancient mysteries, smiled and reached for his communicator. He had some very interesting news to share with Earth. After all, that's what humans did. They found treasures in trash, saw potential in problems, and refused to accept that anything was truly impossible. Even beings who had witnessed the birth of civilizations hadn't seen that coming.